get the steak, right?
I get the steak. I started with the little dance, little strut right there. I was trying to slide right there. I don't know if that looks so good.
Isn't that right? You get the steak, AJ gets the hot dogs?
Yeah, he get the hot dogs, beanie weenies, right?
Yeah.
So, Jed, your guys, you start with this game. What'd you say? I mean, you look at both sides.
Yeah.
Good stuff, bad stuff, what'd you see?
In regards to what, just offense or just running backs?
But just game in total. You're
Great
the
stuff.
head coach now, so you gotta look
I'll tell you
at
what, great stuff. We don't really want to come out and see how well we can throw the ball downfield and get those guys the opportunity to make some plays downfield. I think this is, first of all, it's a quarterback-friendly offense, and it's a player-friendly offense, meaning, it's simple. Those guys know what to do. They're confident that they know what to do, which allows them to go out there and play fast, and they just got to win in one-on-one matchups. So, and you saw that today. You saw that in like Bryce Weed making the one-on-one plays, which was great. You saw Sam James making phenomenal catch over the shoulder one-on-one situation. You saw Caden Prather did the same thing. Preston Fox, with several of those plays. So it's a player-friendly offense. We wanted to come out and show the guys that we were going to stretch the field, and it was great to see those guys make plays. And so I thought it was really good. It was clean football too. You got to get rid of some of the false starts, But overall, I thought it was clean. It was great ball security. So good. It was pretty clean. Made some plays.
Curious, I asked Dante this a couple days ago. I asked Committer this. The camaraderie that your team has.
Mm-hmm.
And Dante had some powerful things to say about the value of having team camaraderie,
right.
Gelling, guys not complaining, that kind of thing. Why does that make a team good, and why is this team's camaraderie better than maybe it was last year?
Well, it makes the team good because when you can look, when you feel like you want to, complain or make an excuse, and you look next to a guy that you think might do the same, and instead he's encouraging you to play the next play and let that play go. And you continuously hear that over and over and over. Eventually, it's like be careful you hang out with the right people. You sit next to the right people, and they speaking the right language and doing the right things. It's contagious. You eventually start to do it. And so the things that Coach Brown does in the offseason with all the team building exercises and all the different competitions we do, I think that helps big time, and it had a big carryover from the offseason into now. And so when you can get that kind of, when you can get a lot of the, encouragement, like I call it, like I always talk about intentional positivity, being intentionally positive. Where we always talk about be intentional about encouraging guys. So if you get a lot of intentional encouragement as opposed to complaining, that stuff started to gravitate throughout the team, and that's why it's good. Why are we like that now as opposed to before? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I think just maturity. I think just maturity. Some of the guys that are that's been around for a while, that's kind of seen where the negativity and the complaints took us, which was nowhere. Really just kind of really making their minds a step forward and be more vocal. Because of the fact that the guys respect them, like guys like a Sam James, Bryce. We've been around for a long time, even before we got here, and those guys have seen it both ways and. Seen it when it was bad and it didn't get us the results that we wanted. And so we got those guys now that are well respected beyond the football field with just how they work, how they carry themselves, how consistent they are just showing up day to day. And now you get those guys that actually speaking on the football field and they play backs it up. Then the younger guys want to do what their guys are doing and do what they're saying. So I think that's why.
I think it's when you talk about sports, everybody talks about guys that can run fast and all of these things. Where does that play in the role of team building and having a good team? You think it's underappreciated?
Very much unappreciated. Plays a big role. I mean, obviously, if you get your best players to be leaders, I mean, you're heading in the right direction. If your best players can be the leaders, sometimes I think in the past, our best players weren't leaders. They were great players, but they weren't necessarily leaders. You get guys that people just respected a lot. But I think now we're at the point where we got like our best players, that are leading. And also they're workers too. So and it's not just one; it's several of them. So and it's several guys, and I think it's a lot of influence, and they got a lot of influence on the guys on the team, and they're using it in the right way.
How much too does the idea of getting a new offensive coordinator in who's got a big play philosophy and wants to see those kind of plays and things happen?
It's huge. I tell you this. I tell you why. So. First of all, 1-0 head coach. That felt pretty good right there. But I say this. So it's fourth and 2. And so it was 4th and 2, and then time ran out at the end of the third quarter, right? And so then we go into the fourth quarter. And then the guys come over the sideline. This is a true freshman, right? Nico Marchio just got here. he says, "Coach, let's go for it," and then all the other guys say, "Let's go for it." So when you see that, like those guys in their mind, they can, like they feel like they're invincible, right? And like they can do it all. They can, they can do whatever they want to do, right? So you got an offensive play caller that has a similar mentality, coupled with the mentality that those guys have, they gravitate towards it. And, it's huge. It just, it gives those guys confidence to believe in us, and, it gives us confidence to believe that we can make that call when they actually go out there and execute it. So really, that's a great question, and that's huge.
Is the field opening up now with these shot plays?
It really is. It really is, man.
Linebackers seem to be a little bit further
Linebackers back up a little bit more. Those safeties back up in the box a little bit more, and it's a fun thing to see, because when you got receivers that can stretch the field and make those kind of plays, you can lose a game giving up explosive plays. And with the running backs that we got that can, hit the big plays and take to the house, not getting beat up, it opens up everything. It makes it really scary, to be honest with you. And you had the opportunity to see that today. And we've seen it. I told those guys, this is my fourth spring here. And I thought from 1 to 14 outside of the day, 1 to 14, practice 1 through 14, this is the most consistent competitive play we've seen on both sides of the ball. Really good competitive football both ways, and guys making plays both ways.
Coach Brown mentioned the importance of continuing that arc through the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Other than in the weight room, how do your position guys, maybe the older guys with the younger guys or whatever, help them focus on certain things they need to improve on? And can you highlight a couple of those?
Yeah, for example, like I think we're at the point right now where, like the little things, what we call edge work, which is, some 10 to 15 minutes after a workout, we got to take the next step and not just do like just basic stuff, but I'm talking about like the things that, if it was, say, for example, it's a running back, like in protection, Tony Matz had a great blitz pickup and he was going against Lance Dixon, great on great, right? Iron sharpened iron. And Lance made a move, Tony clanked his heels, and he got edged a little bit. We was able to recover. Well, like when he's doing edge work in the summertime, he can't just do normal footwork drills. You got to put himself in that same situation and work on that particular drill. So when we had that particular one-on-one situation, he's able to execute that, and the quarterback's able to get the ball off. For example, we're doing like kickoff return per se, and we got 2 returns that are different, but you want to make them look the same. So instead of just doing a base fundamental drill, when we in the summertime, we got to get you guys together, and you guys need to work exactly what you're going to work on game day, and those 2 returns to make them look the exact same. So we're at the point right now where we got to take the next step and do things that's going to actually affect the outcome of a football game, or in the summertime, instead of just doing like basic just drills, just a drill. So that's what coach is talking about, and we did a great job pulling that out this past week, things that we got to work on. So I think those guys understand, they get it, and fired up about it.
One more about the chemistry. You've got a few spots left on your roster where you're going to go out and hunt for players. Mm-hmm. Do you have to keep that in the back of your mind? Hey, we don't want to mess up this chemistry that we got. If I bring in somebody in that maybe could kind of mess that up, do you think about that when you're evaluating guys?
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. You do. You think about it. I tell you what, I lead them. I'll be honest with you, I lead that to Coach Brown. I got some guys in my room. I keep my own chemistry together. But you do think about it. And the guys know. I mean, everybody want to, we want to go win big. And so, you always got to, find a way to, if you can add another piece to, elevate your program to where we want to be. We want to be a championship program. So if you got to, add a piece that can help you do that, the guys are all, the guys are all for it. I tell you, we got a competitive bunch right now that, guys don't shy away from competition. They embrace it, and so like if we can get someone that can, elevate our team to help us get our goals, which is win championship, those guys be all for it. That's the kind of program we got. That's where one of the biggest jumps I see we've made is these kids embrace the competition, they embrace the competitiveness, and they deal where they turn it down or they give in. Anytime we face adversity, I thought Thursday scrimmage was big adversity. We created on our own. Offensively, defense started out really well, and offense responded and back and forth. Even like today, we had some adversity and the guys responded. So anytime you get elevate your program with a player, I think I got us for it.
Yeah, how good's your offensive line been this spring?
They've been great. And I'm not just saying, they've been excellent. I point this out, the first week, Tony Matz made a mic check call. He was confused on, which one of those guys they were working towards. And Zach Frazier turned around, and it looked like an NFL offensive line. He went to pointing everywhere and telling everybody who they got. That was amazing. And it was sound, it was crisp. They blocked who they blocked. We got out. We was able to execute the play. But they've been great. The camaraderie, the chemistry, the communication. And because of that, we did a phenomenal job protecting the quarterback so they can make the plays and throw the ball downfield. But they've been great. They've been the best group. between them and the D line, in my opinion. And it all started back in the off season because they were great during the off season as well. And they continued that momentum throughout the spring football, and hopefully they continue to do that throughout the summer conditioning program.
Chad, it is like they aren't set up for the running game necessarily.
Say it one more time.
It's like they aren't really set up for the running backs necessarily, right? Do any touch and all that.
Well, we for the ones we did the third, but you know what, man, that's great work because you never know. I think the talent we got right now, we so pretty diverse across the board. Where you may have games where we got to throw the football, and in today's game, you got to have 3-phase running backs. You got to have backs that can be effective carrying the football. They got to be able to block, and they got to be able to catch the football. So, you may have days where if it's clicking like that in the pass game, keep throwing it. And those guys got to be an asset in the pass game. You may have days where you got to be able to run the football. So, but today the ones it was stud for the ones, and it was tackle for the twos. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Like, it's not like it's a waste of data because you have to do so many other things. Did you see kind of game within the game with some of your backs doing the second?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it ain't a waste of day at all because you can see the biggest thing, the reads, right? As long as they see where they need to go and make the proper reads. So, in terms of the several things, first of all, the read being the first thing. So. Whether they're tackle or non-tackle, they got to be ahead of their eyes where they're supposed to be and make the proper cut. And then secondly, like even at the point of attack, even when it's on third, you want to be able to see those guys have great pad level and not get stood up in the hole where their momentum completely stops. So I thought between those guys running the football today that were in third, that every time it was a situation where they might have got third, what we call it third, that their momentum was always moving forward and they didn't get completely stood up.
Frustrating in the run game when you're doing thud because you're not really getting what you could get.
Well, you know what? Yeah. So, again, like speak to the maturity. Like before years past, it'd be a big deal. But now, I think just the maturity of it. Those guys both ways understand. Okay, that would have been a tackle, and I think both ways those guys might understand. Well, I probably didn't get you there. So I think just maturity, those guys understand it, and they also understand too that we're really good across the board, particularly with our ones on both sides of the ball. Got to fill a couple pieces, but. We need to come out here healthy, so ain't nothing to prove against one another,
Coach Scott, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
That concludes our spring media